Yes, pull up a chair, everyone, and welcome back to the Amateur Athlete Podcast right here with Vaughan. Now, on today's episode, massive episode coming up, we've got World Dominated by Phones. You know, when you see guys and girls in the crowd just recording on their phones instead of watching the game? I'm going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the new All-Star game concept, which is going to be great, and we might see Steph and Klay Thompson back in the same arena on the same team together. We're also going to talk Dyson Daniels, the Aussie, just carving up over in the States for the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to talk Illawarra Hawks as well. They had a historic win against the New Zealand Breakers last week. And we're also going to hear from Luca Yates, one of the Illawarra Hawks up-and-coming stars. And we're going to finish off with Bryce Cotton. He was just on a heater for the Perth Wildcats. All right, let's start off with the world and the NBA world fans dominated by technology, dominated by phones. It's kind of a sad thing to see because, you're at these games, you're spending, for some people, tens of thousands of dollars for a ticket just to watch an NBA game. And you see people pulling out their phones, recording the game, recording big moments. I get it. I get people want to have these moments to look back on. But hey, you know what? There's also 400 TV cameras in the same arena getting the exact same footage that you're recording as well. So let's look. I saw a highlight the other day. I think it was LeBron James. You know what? Before I mention that, it's all good when the players are running out, when the players are warming up. Sure, get your phone out. That's not broadcasted on TV. Get your phone out. Try and get a picture with one of these players. Try and get an autograph, whatever. But when the game's on, as I was going to say before, I saw highlights of a game the other day. LeBron James, I can't remember what it was. He scored a certain amount of points. People had their phones out, watching the game through their phone. You're inside the arena where probably the greatest or one of the greatest players to ever play the game is performing live, and you choose to watch the game through your phone. I don't get it. I get you want to capture the moment, but as I said, there are also 400,000 other cameras in the arena capturing the exact same moment, which you can get on replay anytime, anywhere on demand. So I don't get it. I think the world has gone a little bit crazy with the technology with phones. Let's look back at, I think it was last year or the year before when LeBron James broke the scoring record in the NBA. If you look back at that replay, which, yes, was taken by one of the 400,000 cameras, broadcast cameras, you see the whole crowd is standing up on their phones, recording it through their phones. For me in Australia, if I travel to America to watch an NBA game, of course, I'm going to want to capture some footage of, Steph Curry warming up, maybe try and get a photo with him. Outside the arena, just all the hype that goes around the NBA and NBA arenas, I'd love to capture that. But when I'm inside the arena, I want to watch that shit live. I don't want to be having to look back at my camera, look through my camera to watch the game. I want to be there live, engaged in the game, engaged in the atmosphere. So come on, guys. Let's be real. If you're going to spend tens and thousands of dollars, especially courtside seats, tens and thousands of dollars to go watch an NBA game, let's watch it live, not through a camera. Alrighty, looking at the new All-Star concept for 2025 in the San Francisco Bay Area, it absolutely looks fantastic. I think Steph Curry met with the commissioner, Adam Silver, and kind of sat down and said, hey, look, we love the All-Star weekend, but we want to make these games more competitive. I know I've said this previously in other podcasts, but we want to make the All-Star game more competitive, not just guys flipping up shots from half court just for the fun of it. We want to make it more engaging for fans. We want to make it more competitive for the public to watch these fixtures. Now, Steph Curry has gone into NBA headquarters, into Adam Silver, and he's called up and had a meeting with him to discuss future NBA All-Star fixtures. And they've come up with a great idea, to be fair. I've got it here. So instead of the normal 2 teams, it's going to be a 4-team NBA All-Star competition. So there's going to be 4 teams, 2 semifinals. The first to 40 points will win, which is great because you see In other All-Star games, it's, first to whatever. It's in the first quarter, it's first to 30 in the second quarter. But teams don't seem to actually compete to the fourth quarter. So first to 40 points in the game is going to be great because everyone's going to be competing from the get-go to make those 40 points up. And the winner of those two semifinals will meet in the final All-Star game, which is the first to 25 points, I believe. Yes, first to 25 points, which is going to be even more competitive. So I can't wait to see that. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And also, there's been another theory floating around for the three-point shootout contest. We'll probably have the normal three-point shootout competition where people from other organizations are involved shooting up threes. But we saw last year Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu, which was absolutely phenomenal. One of the highlights of the All-Star weekend. But this year, there's been an idea that's been floated around. It's going to be Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu v. Klay Thompson and Caitlin Clark, which would be absolutely fantastic. I would absolutely love to see that. And to be fair, I love Steph. I love Sabrina. But Caitlin Clark, oh man, she can shoot the shit out of that thing. And Klay Thompson, well, he's a splash, bro. I think he's top 6 3-point scorer of all time. So, and he's got the prettiest form in the NBA. Hey, you heard me. Prettiest form in the NBA, Klay Thompson. So, if I had to have some money on that contest, I think Klay and Caitlin Clark might take that out because, man, that's some hot shooters right there. So, All-Star Weekend, tick. 3-point shootout, tick. I'm just not sure what's going to happen with the skills contest because last year it was, excuse my language, but it was effing shit. So we need to fix that up. I'm not sure if they're going to keep it the same, fix it up some way, but we need to fix that up. But yeah, as I said, All-Star tick, 3-point shootout tick, and I can't wait. Now, Dyson Daniels for the Atlanta Hawks. Oh my goodness, he is having a breakout year. I haven't seen him play like this probably forever. He is absolutely carving up. His defensive effort is it's probably the best defensive guy in the NBA right now. Him, Draymond Green, especially Dyson Daniels. Oh my God. He's probably the front runner right now for the NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Trae Young actually come out and called him the Great Barrier Thief, which I thought was great. And offensively, Dyson Daniels is having a groundbreaking year offensively by his terms. He's absolutely carving up. He's driving to the rim. He's dunking it. He's shooting his 3-ball very, very well. His assists have gone up. And I think he's just having fun there at Atlanta. I think he's enjoying his time at the Hawks. And yeah, I think he's a real, real good chance of securing that NBA Defensive Player of the Year because, man, is he having a year. And Trae Young's having fun with it. The whole squad's having fun with it. We saw Dyson throw down a massive dunk the other day, and Trae Young was there in the background, kneeling down on one knee, pretending to take photos. Like, man, it looks like a fun environment to be in right now in Atlanta, and Dyson Daniels, man. And as Mark Jackson says, mama, there goes that man. From one Hawks team to another, the Illawarra Hawks, man, they're having a season to remember. They had a loss on the weekend to Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, but the game before that, they absolutely crushed the New Zealand Breakers, which is what I really want to touch on right now. It was a historic win for the Illawarra Hawks. It was the biggest winning margin, I believe, since the 40-point game came into rotation in 2010. They won by, I think it was a whopping 38 points, which is absolutely crazy to think because New Zealand Breakers, I'm pretty sure they were second on the ladder. Hawks were third. Breakers were absolutely playing brilliant basketball, and Hawks just dominated the fact that they needed to win that game, to be fair. Hawks needed to win that game to gain back some momentum in their season, and they did it. They wanted it more. They were more hungry. They played better. And, Taco Fall came into the mix for the Breakers. He is a 7'6", massive center from America. He played for the Boston Celtics. He's played with the likes of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. The Boston crowd loved him. Now he's made his way over to New Zealand in the NBL, and we didn't really know what to expect from Taco. I think he was still a bit, I'm not sure if he was jet lagged, whether he was Hasn't had much time with the team to kind of gain that camaraderie amongst the group. But he kind of looked a little bit out of sorts. He started the game very well. He had 5 blocks in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game. But yeah, look, the Breakers, they had a bad night. I hope for their sake, Taco can find his rhythm and find his way into the rotation, find his way into the side, because he is a real big asset for them, especially in the paint, because look, let's be fair, there's no one that's 7'6" in the league. Now, I caught up with Luca Yates of the Illawarra Hawks. He's a young forward there, young and upcoming forward, and he's a great guy, great player. He actually scored his first NBL bucket by splashing a 3 against the Breakers. I caught up with him. Here's what he had to say. All right, Luca, firstly, you scored your first NBL bucket against the Breakers the other week, splashing a 3. Yeah. How did that feel?
It was pretty surreal just to hear the roar of the crowd. Never heard it like that before. It's just things that you, I guess, dream of when you're a kid, thinking that you're going to maybe play pro one day. It just made it special to just see my teammates when I turned around and just see them all going berserk, and even just the fans, the support was unreal. But I guess that's first of many, so got to move on from it, I guess, but it's definitely going to be a good memory to look back on.
Now, I know you've played a couple of minutes before, but talk me through it. You're sitting on the bench, probably at the start of the game, you're not expecting to play. There's 3-4 minutes left on the clock. JT comes over, taps you on the shoulder, say, hey, Luca, you're checking in. When you're sitting at the scorer's table, what's going through your head? Are you nervous? Are you excited to get out there? Talk us through it.
Well, first of all, Lockie, please make the free throw was like what was going through my mind, because he was at the line. But no, I get so amped, bro, to get on the court, I just want to be a part of the team's success and stuff like that. So I was so eager to get on the court, and as soon as JT called my name, I just sprinted straight to the bench, and I was ready to go from the moment he called my name. So it's pretty good.
Now, we hear of players in the NBA and the NBL, picking their jersey number for a reason. You went at number 19. Is there any specific reason behind the number 19?
Well, at the time, Bawali Bales had number 14, which is usually my number. So I just thought I'd switch it up for a bit, and I was 19 years old at the time. So I was like, well, if this is going to be a way to, put a stamp in my pro career, just starting from that, I thought that number 19 would be good. Celebrity scamper right here.
I'll mention the boys out here. You're a forward yourself. You look at a lot of forwards out here just jacking up some shots.
Yeah.
Which one of these guys? You got Sam, you got Toddy, you've got Wani, all forwards. Which one of these guys has really taken you under their wing and kind of taught you things? These last couple of years.
Well, I'd probably say Toddy Blanche, even though he's chirping me right now.
No one right now.
in the off season, Toddy and I were in the Mackay Basketball Stadium just shooting every day, and it's hard to shoot with Toddy because all he does is just talk in your ear and let you know about it, tries to put you off your shot, but I guess that just helped me be able to lock in for shooting in general.
It's time for Beyond the 3-Point Line.
Now, I'm going to play a little game with you before we end. It's called Beyond the 3-Point Line. I'm just going to rattle off 3 questions. You got to answer truthfully, all right?
Yeah, okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
What's your go-to warm-up song? Song for a game while you're warming up.
Oh, I know this. Go-to warm-up song, I would probably say Eyes on Me by, I think they're called Nova or something.
Yeah. Nice. What about favourite movie of all time?
Favourite movie of all time, Step Bros.
Yeah, can't beat it. One of the funniest ever.
Yeah, exactly.
And who is the most famous person in your phone right now?
In my phone?
Yeah.
I'd probably say JT, I don't know.
JT. Wait, take it 100%. All right, Luca, good luck to the boys on the weekend, and hopefully you get back on the court soon.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. And to finish off, Bryce Cotton. He is coming off a 59-point game for the Perth Wildcats. That is absolutely incredible. I think that's a career high for Bryce Cotton. Everything that he got, he took. Everything that he took, he didn't miss. So if you go back and look at the highlights, I promise you, they won't let you down, because that was an absolute wild night for the Wildcats. Pardon the pun, but look, the Perth Wildcats, they have been an impressive team over the past few years, and they're very, very hard to beat in Perth. But on the road, they haven't been fantastic. Bryce Cotton's now back from injury. He's off, as I just said, he scored a 59-point game. If they can keep that momentum rolling into the back end of the season, they'll be hard to beat. I think Pind is out injured at the moment. They've got Doolittle there, who's an absolute weapon as well. So the Perth Wildcats, if Bryce Cotton can score massive points like that, 9 in, 9 out, I know you're not going to score 59 points every week, but if he can, average 25 plus points a game, man, the Perth Wildcats, they're going to come and get you.